What's going on? My name is Sam Welsh. I'm a freshman here at Harvard on the track team, and I've been getting a lot of questions lately about what my jump training is, what jump training I've done over the years. And today I just want to tell you guys a little bit of my story and what jump training I've done. So when I was 6 years old, I started playing baseball, and I played baseball until the age of 14, but it was around the age of 10 that I started really getting into basketball as well. So I really wanted to dunk. That was one of my dreams, and I started really training for my jump training at around 12 years old. And what I started doing was plyometrics. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically exerting maximum force in short intervals repeatedly. So what I would do is I would stand under the basket and jump as high as I possibly could, as many times as I could, until I felt like I was going to die, and I would just repeat this over and over again. And then I would do sprints in between. I would also do broad jumps and split jumps, where you have your legs 1 foot in front of the other, and then you jump up as high as I can, switch my legs midair, and then land, and then repeat that over and over again. And basically the idea at that point was just to get in as many reps as possible, training explosively as I possibly could. And our brain tends to trick ourselves where we think we're done, but in reality you have a few more reps. So what you gotta do is you gotta keep pushing it when you think you're done. So a sample workout I might give someone is, on one day, do as many jumps as you can under the basket, jumping as high as you can. Try to jump higher on every one. It seems impossible, but try to jump higher than the last one, every single one. And then do maybe a set of 10 to 20 explosively, and then do a sprint up and down the court, maybe 1 or 2 of those, and then come back and do the same thing. And repeat that until you feel like you can't do anymore. You might want to switch it up and do broad jumps instead of jumping as high as you can, which is just stand with 2 legs, jump as far as you can, turn around, jump back in the same direction, and repeat that as many times as you can on one day. So that's one day. Another day you might want to do box jump. So a lot of box jump variations. You want to start with just straight regular box jump, jumping as high as you can onto a box. And then another one that I've really liked is depth jumps, where you set up a box, you jump off the box, land on the ground, and as soon as you hit the ground, explode up onto another box. So you have 2 boxes set up, you're landing in between them, and you're jumping up onto another box. So this really trains you to explode as soon as your feet hit the ground, and it really helps in the transition phase for when you're running in and jumping up. Some other ones you could do are, you could turn sideways to the box and jump up onto the box. So what I mean by that is you'd be facing away from the box, with your box on your left side or your right side, and you jump and turn in the air and land on the box. And you want to repeat that maybe a set of 10, take a rest, maybe 2 minutes in between, and you should be really fatigued from this. So you're gonna be out of breath for a while. You should be out of breath for a while if you're doing it correctly, and then take as much rest as you need, and then hit it again just as hard. So I did a lot of that training between the age of 12 and 14. I actually got my first dunk when I was 14, so it was definitely effective up until that point. At the age of 14, I started lifting some weights, but I didn't really start lifting weights until the age of 16. So what I started doing at 16 is very similar to what I'm doing now. So what I've done in the past year, which has allowed me to get my vertical higher than it ever has been, is I have one day where I'm just in the weight room lifting. So I do squats, I do cleans, snatches, and let's say lunges with dumbbells and calf raises. So those are all good leg exercises you would want to do in the weight room. I'm obviously a little bit bigger than the average jumper, so you might not want to focus on the weight room too much if you're trying to maximize your jumping potential, because obviously having too much weight will bog you down a bit. But so I have one day in the weight room. I have another day where I'm training mostly just jumping. So just like that, like what I would do when I was younger, I will just have explosive plyometric exercises, box jumps, maybe four or 5 sets of just straight up box jumps, and maybe some broad jumps in between. I have depth jumps as well, so those 3 exercises are my go-to. Those are my favorite ones to do. And then another day I'll have like a lighter day in the weight room. I might do some light jumps, I might do some light snatches, cleans, front squat, and on that day I'm just more focusing on just keeping my legs active and having a good workout, but not burning myself out too much. So optimally, I'd say to work out your legs 3 times per week is probably the best, and just make sure the most important thing if you want to get your vertical up is to have one day where you're just going crazy, doing a lot of plyometric exercises, and really just you feel like you want to die at the end of the workout. And you should be sore the next day from that, and that's what's going to get your jumping to the next level. So I'm currently at the gym practicing some dunks, and it's not a great jumping day, but I've got very close to my first cartwheel dunk, so I'll show that video here and maybe some other dunks. But yeah, so more dunks to come in the future. Hey! So people are showing up for a 3-on-3 tournament, so I have to wrap it up. But thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I hope it helped you guys.